All right. Welcome, everybody. This is Vishan Borich, also known as the Tough Mama, and we are here with our Down and Dirty at 1:30 Central Time. This is our weekly hangout that I've been hosting now for, gosh, almost 8 months now. And I just wanted to say, first of all, thanks for your patience. I was having a little bit of connectivity issues today, and so I was running late. It's not like me to run late, so I appreciate you being patient and being on the line and waiting for me here. If you're watching the recording, then no worries, you're watching it on your own time. We do these live, like I said earlier, every Monday at 1:30. So again, we're glad you're here. So the topic of our blog post, that's what we've been working on, right? Everybody should be blogging daily if you are in business for yourself. So the topic of our hangout, not our blog post, but we're going to get into that, is how to make blogging easy. So if you are on my team, you've been working with me, we're business colleagues, then you know how important it is to blog on a regular basis. The reason it's important is, and I wrote this in my email as well, but one of the main reasons that it's important is it gets people to know you better. They get to know who you are, they get to know your voice, they get to experience what it is that you believe in, and therefore you're generating a type of rapport called know, like, and trust, which is vital to doing business. Have you ever noticed it's easier to do business with people that you know, like, and trust than it is with a perfect stranger? I'm sure you have. In fact, most people won't even do business with a perfect stranger until they feel that trust there. So that's what the purpose of a blog is, number one. The second purpose is to get new leads and new business. So it kind of goes hand in hand with number one. But when you're writing your blog post, or some of you might do video blogs rather than a written post, and we'll get into that in a little bit here, it's an opportunity for you to draw new people into you and your business. And here's another secret. People are buying you. They're not buying your business and what you sell. The reason that they go into business is because if you're trying to kid yourself and are talking about your products and services and all these great things that you bring to the table, you are actually shooting yourself in the foot, because they aren't buying because of that. They're buying because they like you. They like who you are and they trust you. So one of the things that you want to make sure you're doing in your blog post is sharing information not only about your products and services, but about you and who you are and what you believe. So that alone right there can really help to drive leads and new customers to your business. All right, the third reason that we blog is actually to make income. Some of you who are on my team, you know this. This is one of the foundations of my business, of our business, is to actually create income from it. I call it the freedompreneur lifestyle, because literally you can blog from anywhere. You could be, out watching, your kids do some kind of a sport. You could be sitting by the pool. You could be in your home office like I am right now, or you could be anywhere. You could be traveling. I know there's a bunch of fellows from our group that are currently in Barcelona right now, just living it up, but working while they're out there in Barcelona, Spain. Isn't it amazing the opportunity that blogging gives you? So if you're on my team, you know this. If you're brand new, you're just looking into this, kicking the tires a bit, then I encourage you to take a serious hard look at blogging and why it can be a valuable resource and asset to you and your life. And if you're looking for another way to bring in additional income, or maybe even a full-time income, then I encourage you to click on the link below where it says Join Team Tough. And that's going to get you in contact with me, and we'll get you started, and we'll teach you the things that I do in order to make this a full-time living. All right, so let's get going. So today is a lot like looking over my shoulder. That's why I call these a down and dirty. I'm going to get in there, get quick. I'm going to show you exactly what I do when I blog. Now, here's another little secret. I don't spend hours and hours and hours blogging, okay? Literally, I can produce a blog in less than an hour. Most of my blogs take about 30 minutes to complete from start to finish. So some of them take a little longer, like the ones that I put video into, which I've been doing that lately with a series that I'm running. They take a little bit longer, probably right at an hour to get everything done and edited. But for the most part, I can get it done in like 30 minutes. So for some of you, you're like, oh my gosh, how on earth does she do that? Because if you've been blogging, you're thinking, wow, sometimes it takes me hours or all day to get a good blog done. So I'm going to show you today exactly what I do, how to do it, and how to get excited and find good topics that you want to blog about. Because I think that's one of the misconceptions about blogging, is that number one, it takes too much time. Okay. Number two is that, it's something that you have to do daily, and therefore, that again takes more time. And number three, what do you blog about? I mean, if you're blogging every day, like I recommend, what on earth do you blog about? So I'm going to help you to get through some of those misconceptions and show you that, number one, it doesn't take much time. Number two, blogging daily is a great way to build an audience, because now they're expecting new content. And thirdly, you can find topics literally anywhere. So let's just start with that. Let's start with topics. And I will be showing my screen today a bunch, but right now we'll keep it here as I share about topics. So I made some notes again. So if you see my eyes darting around, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I'm trying to look at my notes so I stay on task here. So one of the things that I find is super easy to get topics is I make a habit of reading every day. And some of you say, I don't even have time to read every day. Well, yeah, you actually do. And here's why. I kind of do the cheater system of reading. I actually listen to books on tape, as they used to call it. I guess it's books on iPhone now, because you don't have tapes. But that's a whole other topic. So what I do is I use an app on my iPhone called Audible, and that's AUDIBLE, Audible. And you can literally go to Amazon and download just about any book that you're interested in as an audio version. And then I put that onto my iPhone, and I put my little earbuds in, and then when I'm doing stuff around the house, when I'm getting up and I'm working out, whatever I'm doing, I am listening to at least 30 minutes a day, sometimes an hour a day, to a book. Why is this good? Because number one, it helps me. I usually listen to self-development type books because I learn new concepts and things that are helping me to be the best version of me. And I encourage you to do the same. But not only that, I get great ideas for blogs from my books. So if I listen to 30 minutes to an hour a day, a lot of times I'll stop right after I've finished, most times, and I will actually take notes. I'll just jot down a few ideas for blog posts. And then I go ahead and I produce my blog post for the day. So my daily action plan, if you're wondering what it's like, is I get up in the morning fairly early for most people's standards, usually around 6:30 or so. Now, I'm not usually awake because I'm not a morning person, I'll tell you that now. But I get up, I have my coffee or tea, depending on my mood that day. And then from that point on, as I'm making breakfast for my family, I actually pop in my earbuds and I'm making breakfast and listening to my book on tape. Okay, I usually can get about 15 minutes in before we all sit down and have breakfast. And then if it's a school day, my kids are now out of school because it's the summer months, but if it's a school day, we get in the car and I'm talking with my kids, and if I already have an idea for the blog, I may actually shoot a video in the car with my kids. I do have a little mount on my dashboard so that I'm not doing this number all over the place and not watching where I'm going on the road. But I shoot a video in the car because I like to do video blogs a lot of times, and my kids love to be in them as well. So I'll do that. And then once I drop my kids off from school, I already have my video on my phone ready to go for my blog post. And I'll continue. I'll pop in my earbuds after I've dropped them off, pop those in, listen to some more of my book. And when I get home, I'll jot down some notes because it's about a 20-minute to 30-minute drive round trip to take my kids to school. We live kind of in the country. So now I'm listening. I finished my book. Now I'm ready to blog. So second I get back to my desk, I'm ready to sit down and blog. And because I've already got the video shot, I've already got some ideas written down, putting my blog down doesn't take very long at all. Maybe 15, 20 minutes just to write it all down. And then about 10 minutes or 15 minutes to actually make it live and publish it. Pretty cool, huh? So that's one way to get ideas. The other way to get ideas, if you aren't really into reading books, or maybe the book you're reading right now isn't conducive for your audience, and that's the other tip. You need to make sure what you're writing about in your blog is something that's related to the audience you're speaking to. You need to know who you are talking to. You can't just go all over the place with your blog, or you're going to end up with an audience that doesn't really get you or know what you stand for, and they aren't going to follow you. Okay, so another thought is to do reviews. This is a great way to get a good blog content. So if you've seen something online, and you can actually do a search for different reviews based on whatever it is you're blogging about. So let's say that you're blogging about gardening. I'll just throw that out there. So you're blogging about gardening, or your blog is based on gardening. You could actually do a review on different plant seeds, different companies that provide seeds, or different tools, maybe the newest gardening tool. You could just quickly go out there and look some up. Or if you happen to have a new one, which is even better, a gardening tool, you can talk about the benefits of it and why this is an indispensable tool for you in your gardening. And every day you could come up with a different review topic. And it doesn't have to be long. It could just be a couple paragraphs, and that's even considered a blog post. But people will come back and they will look at that, and they'll see that you're consistent. And that's the key right there, is being consistent. Because when you're consistent, then they know that you're serious about this, and they're going to keep following you, and you'll become a champion for that cause and that topic. So another thing that you can blog about are how-tos. Like if you know how to do something, like maybe you're really good at rock climbing, and this is shout out to Ralph if you're watching. If you're really good at rock climbing, you can tell them, how to get started at rock climbing, or how to not get hurt while you're rock climbing. I'm teasing him. Anyhow, you want to get out there and actually type something up that you already know about. Give them a few tips on how to do it, or even better, shoot a quick video that demonstrates how to do it. And now you've got a blog post like that. So I'm hoping this is giving you ideas on things that you can blog about, because it's endless. And you can literally blog on any topic. I do say, again, try to stay within a range of what you believe your audience would appreciate and enjoy reading. All right, so let's get into the whole process. I'm gonna give you a peek over my shoulder as to how I do this. And right now, if you've been following me, I've been doing a really, really fascinating series of 9 different experiments, and I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag here. These are not original thoughts by me. I actually have been reading a book called E Squared by Pam Grout. It's a fabulous book. I say reading, I'm listening to it on my Audible. And every day I read a different chapter. I actually started it a few weeks before I started blogging about it, because most of the experiments take about 48 hours, so 2 days to do each experiment. And I've been blogging about it and posting videos on how to do the experiments. And so far I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of really positive comments, and I've gotten a lot of new leads from my blog post, because people are sharing it, and then they're signing up to get contacted by me on how I'm doing this, and just more information about my business. So it's exciting. So I'm going to show you. I've already got my blog post written out for the most part for tomorrow, because we're on experiment 4, and I'm going to show you step by step how I do this. Okay, are you guys ready? Are you excited? All right. Well, if you're excited and you're watching this, and I'm not just speaking to myself here, be sure to comment below. You'll see there's a chat roll. You can log into that. Comment below, share your thoughts. Let me know you're there. At least say hi. That way I can go back, and after I'm done with the Hangout, I'll respond to any comments that are below. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna flip my screen around here, and I'm gonna show you step by step the process that I use to write my blog. All right. I think we're there. Present to everyone. Okay, I think everybody should be able to see my screen now. I just flipped it around. You should be seeing the front page of my blog, where it says Tough, Unstoppable, Fearless, and Free. Okay, so I'll give it just a second, make sure everybody can see it okay. All right, awesome. Okay, so basically I have set up my entire blog using the business system of the viral blogging platform. If you're new to this whole viral blog, if you're not currently part of Team Tough, just in a nutshell, This is one of the main products that our business offers, is a viral blogging system. Now you can use it to actually make money like I do, or you can just be a blogger for your own business. Maybe you already are in business for yourself or somebody else. You can use this software, this blogging software, to make your own blog. I love it because number one, it's so simple to use. Number two, it really is viral. It's got some really great hooks inside of it that allow search engines to find your post much more easily. And so I'm really kind of excited to share this with you because I absolutely love using this system because of its simplicity. As far as the design, you have full reign and freedom as to how you want your blog to look. For me, I try to keep it consistent to my logo. You'll see my logo looks like Rosie the Riveter, and I try to keep the colors and everything kind of match that so that, you know, when people see this, they know it's my blog and it's not somebody else's. Okay, so I'm going to just show you one of my blog posts. This is the one I actually did today, and then I'm going to walk you through how to post a new one. So when you click on this, and I don't know if you saw on the front page, there was a description underneath each picture, which encourages people to click into it. So I'm going to show you how to do that as well. And you're welcome to look at my blog if you haven't been there before. It's just toughmamablog.com, and tough is obviously spelled T-U-F-F. Okay, all right, so this is an example, and I use the same format for every blog post that I do to keep it simple, to keep it scalable so that I can continue to blog regularly without, you know, taking forever. And so here's what I do. I always have a photo in my blog. I do not shoot these photos myself. I don't create them. I'm going to give you a tool here in a minute that you can use for free of charge, to find great royalty-free images that won't cost you a dime. Okay, really, really great tool. All right, then down here, you've got the headline, Experiment 3, Proof That We Are Energy, and I talk about the series, and then you'll see I go into a little detail about what Experiment 3 is all about. And then I created this video, and I actually create my video, I upload it into YouTube. And in this particular blog system, all you need is the link to your video from YouTube, and it automatically does all the coding to make it embed right onto your page. Okay, all right, so then down here, this is how you do the experiment. And then I also do something called backlinking. So I'm linking back to other posts that are related to this topic. And this is something that I did specifically for this series because there are 9 experiments. So every time that I post a new one, for those people that are just now getting into my post, they can go back and do experiment 1 and experiment 2 and so on. And then just click right on that. And then this is something that's a tool that's already built into the blogging software. It encourages people to comment, make comments, and discuss. And there's a bunch of built-in little graphics that you can grab that automatically will populate in your blog. And these are great too. These little sharing tools for social media, those are automatically built in. So I can quickly, you know, anyone who comes to the blog can quickly repost this to their own Facebook page or any page that's listed there. So down here, people can subscribe, and when they subscribe, they'll get updates on new blog posts. And then down here is where people can make comments and leave a reply. So pretty exciting, huh? And you'll see I've got quite a few comments that have been filtering in. I actually had a banner day with my post. I had 18 comments in one day on one of my recent posts. So I was really excited about that because that's the most I've ever had. So it's pretty neat when you see that what I'm teaching you, it's working for me as well. Okay, so how do I do this? How do I lay out this blog? Because it looks kind of complex, but really, really, it's simple. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. So the platform that I use is through Empower Network. And when you click join below in this Hangout, you'll actually get access through me as your sponsor into the Empower Network system. So I'm going to click log in here. I was logged in earlier, but because of my issues with internet connectivity today, it kind of knocked me off everything. Okay, so what you do is once you get into your actual system, you're going to click on login and start blogging. And I have 2 viral blogging systems. So I've been at this a while. It'll be 2 years that I've been involved in this business. Started in August. August will mark my 2-year anniversary. So the one you want is the one that says Kalatu. And that is the name of this incredible blogging platform that I use. And if you're on the team, you know that. And so you just want to log into your own Kalatu dashboard. Okay, so I'm in the dashboard now, and you'll see there's all kinds of stuff over here. And I'm going to really simplify this for you and make it easy. So here's what I do. So I've already written the blog. So I don't even come and open up Kalatu until I've typed it out in Notepad. So I'm going to open that up. So this is Notepad, and you can use any word processing system to originate your blog post. I will recommend that you do not use Microsoft Word. And the reason for that is that there are hidden code inside Microsoft Word. So when you copy and paste into Kalatu or anything for that matter, sometimes it'll really change all your formatting. And I don't like that. So I don't use that. I use Notepad all the time in order to type everything up that I need for my blog. And the reason I do that is it allows me to type without being online. So I don't have to worry about, getting kicked off the internet. Sometimes I live in a rural area, so it's out in the country, and sometimes the internet is not the best. And I don't like to lose what I type. So rather than worrying about that, I type it all up in Notepad and I save it as I'm typing right onto my desktop. And that way I always have a backup too. So I do keep those. I keep them in an archive folder on an external hard drive. That way, if for whatever reason, the blog system were to go down, which I don't think it will. I mean, this is a fantabulous, if that's even a word, it's a fantastic system. But I always like to have a backup plan, and you should too. Backups are good. If you've been in the computer business for a while, you know that. So I type everything up here, okay? And then I forgot to put it here, but right here, actually down below, I am going to enter in a video. So I'll just put it right in here. So I always put like a little space just so I know where the video needs to go. And this will make more sense later, but I'm just going to put that in there and hit save. Okay, so the other thing you do, if you do type it up in Notepad, I am on a PC, not a Mac. I do love both though, but I just happen to use a PC. So under format, I need to make sure word wrap is turned off if you're using Notepad, because if you have word wrap on, it does some weird, crazy formatting when you paste it. So turn that off. And then I'm just going to select all, copy, and now we are ready to go. So I just copied all that. And then I'm going to come in here. I'm back in Kalatu, and I'm going to click New Post. And that's right up here in the upper right-hand corner, New Post. Okay, super easy. Here it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click right down in here first, and I'm going to paste everything that I just copied. And the very first sentence is always my title. That's what I always do. So I just cut that. And if you guys are timing me now you can kind of see how quickly this goes. I literally wrote this up in about 15 minutes. So there's probably a lot of typos and stuff. So I will, actually it's probably less than 15. I will go back then and read through it and edit where it needs to be edited. So up here, I'm going to paste that title. And in doing that, it automatically creates a hard link to that title, which is really, really nice. And you'll see all the editing tools are right here in front of me. So I can go in here, I can make things bold, I can edit things like this. I actually want to number this so that it's indented. So I'll come up here and click numbered list. Of course, now I got to get rid of the second number. That's okay. So, once you've got it pasted in there, then it's easy just to go back and, make your edits. Did I just delete one? No. Okay, make your edits so you've got all that taken care of. And this was a bulleted list. I love lists. So I do a lot of that. Looks like I'm going to have to do some stuff here. Give me a second, but you can kind of get the idea of what I go through. I mean, it doesn't take very long, but you just kind of go through, make some edits. Okay, that's there. So the video is going to go here. I have not actually recorded that video yet today, but I will be recording that and uploading it to YouTube. Once I do, I'll post that here. Now I'm going to show you how to post it as well. So why don't I just show you, I'll use one of my other videos that I actually used today for today's post. So I'm going to go ahead and all I do is I highlight that where I want to post it, the video, and then I go into YouTube. And I already have YouTube open. I may have to refresh here though. Okay, so that looks funny with my mouth open there, but you get the idea. So here's my video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the video that I've already uploaded to YouTube. And I'll tell you right now, the things that take the longest for doing my blog post are the video. And it's not so much shooting the video because I've gotten really quick at it. I can do just about all of my videos in one take. The thing that takes the longest is actually uploading it. I have a pretty, I mean, I thought I had a fast connection, but then I found out that I'm actually pretty slow connection to the internet. So it takes a while. It can take as long as an hour for my video to upload. So that's why I usually do that first thing in the morning so that my video is completely uploaded. Let me shut that down. So then what you're going to do is once your video has been uploaded, you're going to come down here and you're going to click on share. And it may take just a moment here. Okay, so when you click on share, it's going to give you a link right here. This is the link that you want in order to post your video right into your blog post. So I'm just going to copy that, and then I go back to my post, and right here, I'm going to click add media. And then right here, you see where it says insert from URL? I'm going to click right on that. Paste this right here, and you'll see it starting to spin in the right side. And now look at that, there's my video. And then I just click insert into post. And it's inserting as we speak. And there it is. So now my video is right there in the middle of my post. Isn't that awesome? All right, so once you are happy with what you've written, and I'll go back through this a few times just to double check and maybe flesh out a few things that weren't clear. Once you're done, then it's just a matter of getting it all ready for it to be shared. Because it's one thing to post a blog, it's another thing to make sure people see it, right? So we're going to talk about that here as well. So what I do, and we're going to finish now, is I take the first sentence or two, I copy that. I'll show you why. So I'm going to scroll down. Oh, here's where you select the call to action. Let me do that real quick. This is that comment thing at the bottom. Let me go back so you can see what I mean. This is this what do you think? So if I go in here, there's a whole bunch of different options that I can choose to put in the bottom. I usually, for this particular blog post, I've been just trying to get people to comment because I want to hear what, how it worked for them. For this one, it's kind of a more agree, disagree, so I'm going to do that one. All right, so then down here, you see this SEO description? That's where I'm going to paste those two sentences. Okay, this gives people an idea as to what I'm going to be talking about in this post. All right, and this also will help. SEO is search engine optimization. This will help search engines like Google to find what you posted. For the title, I just come up to the top and I just copy this right here. Come on back down, paste that right here. The SEO keywords, these are keywords that are going to help people find it. So this is about energy. It's about manifestation. And I just type things that are related to it. And you put a comma between each one. I try to get about 8 of them in there, not more than 8, not less. So I might put the author, Pam Grout, people that are into her book. And the name of her book is E Squared. So I'll put that as a keyword. And let's see what else. I'll put shaping reality. It doesn't have to be a single word. Let's see, what else? Got a few of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, thoughts. I'll just put reality by itself. And what else can we put? Positive mindset. Okay, so now I've got my SEO keywords. Now here's a really quick thing that saved me a lot of time, is I actually will copy that and then I'll paste it right here under tags and click add. So now my blog post automatically has been tagged with all of these keywords. So that's going to help right there with search engines being able to find it. And I'm keeping it consistent with what I've posted for my SEO keywords. Okay, so that same little sentence or two sentences that I did, I'm going to put it right here as my blog post excerpt. And that was on that front page of my blog. So if somebody's just looking at the front page of toughmamablog.com, underneath the photo, they're going to see a short description and they can decide from there if they want to read it or not. So I always try to make my first couple sentences really relevant and kind of a summary as to what I'm going to talk about. So that people are interested in clicking through if they happen to land on my site. All right, so I do the same thing down here under share description. I'm going to put that same couple sentences right there. This is what people will see on Facebook. So for those of you that are having trouble, like when you post stuff on Facebook and maybe your blog's not showing up or the picture's not showing up or it's not saying what you want, it's probably because you didn't fill this part out properly. So make sure it has your proper title for your blog post and that you have a description. And then I always upload an image here because images sell. People are interested in images. You want a really, really good image to help them want to click on your blog post. So now you're probably wondering, okay, that's great. Where do I get these images? Well, obviously you can use your own images. You can upload them if you've taken a shot of something. Those are always the best if you have time to take a picture and upload it. Although it may take a little more time. You may get into that hour range for posting everything. So I'm going to show you with a tool that I use to find really great images. Okay, are you ready? And it's free. Okay, so we're just going to flip over to another tab. So the tool I use is called CompFight, and that's CompFight. Okay, CompFight. And I love this tool because it allows me to find images that are Creative Commons licensed, which means that you can use them as long as you reference back the artist. Now, why is this important? Some of you say, oh, I just go to Google and do a search for images and use that. Stop doing that, okay? Are you listening to me? Do not do that. Here's why. You could be using an image on Google Images that is copyrighted. And you know what's going to happen? Eventually, it'll catch up to you, especially if your blog becomes really popular. Somebody who owns that image is going to come out and they're going to send you a lawsuit, okay? So, and they're going to tell you, number one, to remove it. So you want to make sure you're not using images that you don't have the rights to use. That's called, you're breaking copyright. So make sure that you don't do that anymore. If you're doing it, stop it, okay? And go back and change the blog post if you can that you did it on, so that you don't get in trouble for it, okay? Just trying to help you out there. All right, so how do you use CompFight? We're just going to give you a quick tutorial on that. So you're going to click right here. And the particular topic that I just wrote on has to do with manifestation. So I know that's kind of a shot in the dark. I'm going to type the word manifest and see what happens. You can type in emotions. You can type in a certain type of image. You can type in all kinds of things. And it'll give you a bunch of images. So let's see what happens when I type in manifest. It's still thinking. Wow, okay, it's giving me some. Look at that. It has over 3,160 images that came up for manifest. That's fascinating. Okay, so here's how this works. The ones above this dotted line, you see this dotted line? Those images cost money. Okay, those are $1 and up. Now, I don't ever use those. Okay, now maybe as I get bigger, if I see something that I really, really love, then I probably would buy it. But I found that I can usually find the free ones. I could find something in the free section that I can use that doesn't cost me anything. Okay, so what you do is down here on the left, I don't know if you can see this. can't get it to lower down. You want to make sure that in the tools on the left that you have Creative Commons selected. You don't want the ones that are commercial or any license. You specifically want Creative Commons, and that's going to give you free imagery. So you can see that this is probably the thing that takes the second longest amount of time, is figuring out which image you want. Obviously, it has to be something that makes sense. I kind of like this one. I don't know why, it's just colorful. I really like to choose colorful imagery because it tends to attract an audience. So let's just, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. So I'm going to click on her. Oh, well, she's got a watermark on her, so I don't want to use that one. Even though it's a really cool image, I try not to use anything that has somebody else's brand. So I'm going to close that. Let's see what else we can find. This train is kind of cool. Let's see what that one is. Okay, just for the sake of using a picture, not wasting your time, I'm going to use this one. I like that. I like how it's a nice composition. It's probably not the perfect one for energy and manifestation, but it works for me for now. So what I do first is I right-click on it, and then I'm going to save that image to my desktop. And then I throw away images after I've uploaded them, but always save it. Don't just link right to somebody else's image, because they may move that image someplace else, and then you'll have a broken image on your blog. So I'm just going to call this one train. If I can spell today, train. There we go. And I'm going to save it to my desktop. Okay, now here's the important part. Right here, you see this copy and paste HTML? You've got to copy that, because this gives you the right to use this image free of charge. So I just copy that, and I just Control C. And now I'm going to go back to my blog post. So in my blog post, I'm going to click here where it says upload image. All right, I'm going to click upload files, select files. I'm going to go down here to my desktop. And my computer's a little slow today. Okay, there's my train. Click on train and upload. All right, so it's uploading. Once it's uploaded, you see over here where it says caption? I'm going to drop that in. All I did was paste in that HTML copy from CompFight. Okay, I also posted here in the description just so that if somebody's looking for it, or if that artist is confirming that I actually credited this image back to him or her, that it shows up. So now I click choose image, and look at that. So this is how it will appear on Facebook. Now I use this exact same image in the very top, because if you'll go back to one of my other blog posts, you'll see in the very top I have these cool images. So how do they get up there, and how do I do that? Well, I'll show you my little formula for how I do that. I simply come right over here where it says featured image, and I click on set featured image. I then click on that train or whatever image I want and click set featured image. Okay, so now that image is going to be at the top, just like all my other blog posts. That's it. So I am now done writing this. The only other thing that I do recommend you do is you select the categories. So I'm going to select, let's see, I've got experiments. I'm trying to remember. I usually select like 3 different categories for everything I write. So this would be mindset, and let's see what else. Say success. Okay, so now I've got those. Normally I would just click publish, but I haven't read through this since I've been on the on the Hangout with you. So I'm just going to save this as a draft. So now it's saved, and I'm going to show you where you can find that too. So if you do the same thing, you can save it as a draft. I will tell you, here's something really, really, really cool, is that you can choose the publish date. So right here where it says publish immediately, you can edit this and select, like if you wanted to write all of your blog posts like on a Sunday afternoon, you could do that. You could write 5 blog posts on a Sunday afternoon, and then come in here and you can edit and have each one publish on a different day. So like Monday through Friday, for example. And then you would click publish after you set the date, and it will not go live to the rest of your audience until that day. So for those of you that keep saying, oh, I don't have enough time to do all this, well, yeah, you do. You can do it in bulk, like I just talked about, or you could do it daily like I choose to do, okay? And this may even be helpful too if you're going on vacation and you don't think you're gonna have time to write a blog post every day, but you wanna keep in contact with your audience. You could write a few ahead of time before your vacation and set up the publish date. Pretty awesome. Okay, so that's a draft. So where do you find it? Like if you wanna actually publish that later on, once I'm done editing, you come over here on the left rail, you'll see where it says post. I'm going to click on all post. I think you can do it at the top too, but I always do it here. And then you'll see the last one that you wrote, it'll say draft if you didn't publish it. And when you hover over it, that's when these little things come up underneath, these links. So when I hover over it, if I want to edit, go back and edit, I click on that. Because I want to edit this one because I got to swap out that video into the newest video. Okay, so now I can come in here and edit. When I'm done editing and I'm happy with it, I click publish, and then it'll go live immediately. Okay, so I'll go back to my homepage on the blog so you can see that. Okay, so you'll see here, this is the example from today, but these are the sentences that I copied. And remember, I pasted that in 3 different spots. This way, when somebody's looking at my homepage on my blog, they can kind of get an understanding as to what each of these blog topics are all about. You can see some of the images that I posted. I like to pick things that are interesting and stand out. Like I love this one. I thought that was so awesome. And I found that from an artist on Compfight, believe it or not. So you can literally find everything out there. So, you know, what I would recommend for you is if you see some good images on Compfight, be sure to save them. You can always save them and then create a notepad that contains that HTML for the Creative Commons license. That way, when you post it into your blog, you can make sure you add that Creative Commons license. Okay, so we've talked about, you know, how you create your blog very quickly. We've talked about how you come up with topics. We've showed you where the tool where you can get images. Now we get into the nitty-gritty. How do you actually get people to see your blog post? Because that's really key. People need to be able to find your blog post. So I'm going to give you another tool. Okay, are you ready for this? This is a tool that I use every single day to syndicate my blog post. So what is syndication? Syndication means getting more eyeballs on your blog. Okay, the tool that I use is called Buffer, and it's B-U-F-F-E-R. You'll see, I don't know if you can see this, in the upper right hand corner of my screen, there's a little icon that looks like 3 pieces of black paper. That is my Buffer app, and this is a free app. There also is a paid version, which I actually went ahead and bought the paid version because it had some features that I really wanted. And so I'm going to show you how that works. I think I may have showed this on another Hangout, but it's such a great tool. If you've missed it or this is your first Hangout with me that you've set in on, this is probably my favorite thing ever. So Buffer app. Okay, so to get there, you actually type in bufferapp.com, and this is where you can set it up. So what does it do? Buffer allows you to post to multiple social media sites all at once. And you can see I've got a lot of them over here. A lot of social media sites and pages and things like that. So here's what's cool is I can come in here and I could manually put a link to my blog and type a short summary as to what my blog's about. And then I would click add to queue, which basically means it's going to send that out on my behalf at the premium time for people to see it in those social media sites. Or I can just buffer it right now. So I could send right now and it'll literally post a link to my blog on all of those different social media sites. It's super slick and you can time it. You can even set up times in which you want certain things to go out. I have different posts that I put out there like quotes and things that go out to my social media sites. The only thing that's missing right now that I wish it had was Instagram. It doesn't have a way to sync up with Instagram at this time, but they recently just added Pinterest, which I love. So that's one of the reasons I upgraded to their paid version of Buffer, because I wanted to be able to add things to Pinterest. And so I've got all kinds of them, and you can add your post or syndicate to one or all, or however many you want. Like for instance, let's say I just wanted this to go out to Facebook and Google+. I just would unselect by clicking on them the ones I don't want it to go to, and the ones that are not grayed out, the ones that are bright, that's where my post would be sent to. So you could actually have different posts that go to LinkedIn versus Twitter versus Pinterest, etc. Really nice. So this is kind of the manual way. You will need to set it up in the back end. You just click here and add your accounts, your different social media accounts. And then once you've added them, then it'll also give you the opportunity to download the little icon on your browser. I don't think it works with Firefox. I think their icon right now only works with Google Chrome, which is fine because I use Google Chrome all the time. And let me show you how that works. So let me go back to my post. So let's say I wanted to buffer this one. This is today's post. I would open up my blog post so that I'm actually on the blog post itself. And you'll see that up here. It says toughmamablog.com, and it's got the title of the blog post. So now, without highlighting anything, I'm going to just come up here and I click on this little buffer icon. And it automatically opens up a pop-up window. I'll let that load. Okay, look, it pulls in the title of my blog post, and it also creates a Buffly ID. Why is that important? Well, it's actually going to track everybody that clicks onto to read my blog. So this is awesome. Now I can see where I'm getting the most traffic depending on the social media site that I posted it to. So it's just a great way to track your success in different social media and see what's working. It's also a great way to quickly syndicate your blog. So I can literally syndicate my blog to all of my social media sites in a matter of seconds without having to touch it ever again. So I love it. And plus they do have an iPhone app. So when I'm on the road, I can also buffer things out right from my iPhone. Pretty awesome. Okay, so I think I've covered everything that we needed to do. So I'm going to close this because I already buffered him. And I'm going to switch it back here to me so you can see me again if you'd like. All right, there we are. So I hope that has really helped you with getting your blog going. If you are brand new to Team Tough, these tips will really help you so that you can be faster about posting your blog. I will tell you right now, today is June 1st when I recorded this. If you're watching this as a recording, June 1st marks a 21-day blogging challenge. We have these challenges throughout the year. We had a little break, and now we're starting a brand new 21-day challenge. And what that means is you blog every day for 21 days. Now, there are some really great Facebook websites that are part of this 21-day blogging challenge. So if you're on Team Tough, shoot me a message, or if you're interested in getting part of Team Tough, shoot me a message and I'll share those Facebook sites with you. And you can actually syndicate to those Facebook sites, and people will comment on your blog post. That's how I get a lot of my comments are from people on those Facebook sites. And then in turn, you need to comment on at least 3 people's blog posts per day. Okay, and it's kind of like I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. And in doing that over 21 days, literally you start building a following on your blogs, because you'll notice that the blog posts where you get comments from people, it spurs on other comments from just the world, not just that Facebook group. So I'm starting to get a lot more comments on my blog posts because of these 21-day blog challenges. If you want to just be a part of the 21-day blog challenge, you can click on my blog post. In fact, if you go to toughmamablog.com, you'll see there's actually a link in the upper right corner. It says 21-day blog challenge. You can click on that and be a part of that challenge with me. So today marks day 1, and we're going to blog every day for 21 days. So I also want to share with you, for those of you that have been following me, or if you're brand new, we Charlene Burke and I, are hosting a live training here in Branson, Missouri. That's where I live, Branson, Missouri. We are doing something called the Zero to Hero event. And what that is a 2-day, well, 2.5-day event in July. So it's July 17th through 19th of this year. And we have rented, or reserved, I should say, 7 adorable log cabins in this really nice resort in the heart of Branson, Missouri. This is a beautiful area. There's lots of trees and hills and a beautiful lake called Table Rock Lake. So we've got these log cabins, and we are going to be hosting a training on how to create a marketing sales funnel. So this is huge. We're so excited to share this with 30 visionaries. And you could be one of those 30 visionaries. So if this is something that you have always wanted to do, or maybe you've been looking for training for you on how you can grow your business, what better way than to go to a live event where Charlene and I, who are both in the same business, we can look over your shoulder and help you with your computer. You bring your computer with you. We can help you map out and have a completely branded, custom-made sales funnel in 2 days. Okay, so the way it works, if you're interested in finding out more, go to zerotohero.com or zerotoheroevent.com. Sorry. In fact, let me just show you what that page looks like. I'm sorry, I'm flipping back and forth here, but this is huge, and I'm so excited to do this with Charlene. Charlene is incredible. She is a very technical mind, but she can simplify a very complicated technique so that anyone, even somebody who's not computer literate, can understand how to do that. So I think I'm screen sharing now. So let me flip it over to Zero to Hero event. Just type it in here. So it's Zero to Hero, and it's all spelled out. So it's zerotoheroevent.com. So you can come in here, and I think you guys should be able to see this on my screen right now. And it says, create an online marketing funnel that works. And we have a sneak peek right now where Charlene and I did a training on what a marketing funnel is. Some of you may not know what that is. It's a free training, and you just click here and you'll get access to it. I will ask you for your email, of course. Plug that in, and then you'll get access to our free training. Once you're in, you'll see a picture of these cute little cabins. You'll get all the information, how much it costs to attend. But it's going to be a tremendous event, and I can't wait to work with 30 visionaries like yourself and help take their business to the next level, or even start a brand new business. Some of the people that are coming are planning to start a brand new online business, and they needed help. So this is a great place, and a safe place too, because everybody, we're all in it together to help each other. So it's a great place for you to learn and come away from that weekend not only refreshed, but to know what to do in order to build a successful online business. So pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to all of you that are coming. And I'm going to just stop screen sharing here again. All right. So I think that covers it for our Down and Dirty at 1:30 Central. Thanks for hanging in there. Be sure to comment below in the chat roll. I'd love to hear what you guys think, what you're saying, any questions you have. I'm going to go in right now and answer some of those. So make it a great day, and we'll see you next week, same time, same channel, for the Down and Dirty at 1:30. Take care.